Hey, Samos. A few of you got my email last week, those of you who signed up for the update emails a couple years ago. And for you, this will be just a repeat. But I wanted to let the rest of you know about a couple important and exciting updates. The first is that Pastor Sam is about to roll off external support. He's been supported by generous donors outside, largely outside of the St. Mo's community, and many of them outside of the state. So he'll be rolling on to the internal budget, and that means we have an opportunity to help make up that gap by giving generously to the general fund. But also, we're looking forward to down the road being able to hire a multicultural worship director or pastor, somebody to lead us in the direction of multicultural worship as we try to be increasingly hospitable to different worship styles, people from different ethnicities and backgrounds as an expression of God's incredible multi-ethnic kingdom right here in Charles Village. And so we have a new fund set up for that. If you would like to contribute, we're looking for contributions to that fund in anticipation of down the road being able to hire someone for that position. Second thing is we're in a new season. We're entering a new season as a church where we're in our third year. We're a little bit more established now. It looks like St. Mo's isn't necessarily going to crash and burn, and you always wonder with a brand new church plant. And yet at the same time, our city is perhaps in greater need than ever for mature, Jesus-following, energetic, risk-taking, kingdom-hearted Christians. And so I want to ask you to think about your friends. Think about your friends who don't live in this city, people who are following Jesus and who might just be willing to move here and throw in and follow God in whatever their career path is, whatever their life stage is, but to make a home in Baltimore and to step into the harness with us in trying to see God's kingdom come here and work for flourishing and shalom in this city. I know that sounds like a crazy big ask, and in many ways it is. And so when Jill and I and Kenneth and Allie share that invitation with our friends, we're not asking them to do it as a favor for us or to come on the strength of our invitation, but just to ask whether or not God might be inviting them, just as he's invited us, into this exciting task of being here in Baltimore and sinking down roots here and working for his glory here. So I encourage you to think about that and invite your friends and pray that God would send more workers into the vineyard and see what God does, because we are headed into an exciting season when there's a growing sense of dependence on God and urgency for his Spirit to do work here, even as levels of crime and violence and other tragic things in our city seem to be just flying out of control. And so we want to do all that we can to resist that and to trust God and to follow him, even in radical ways, like inviting other people to join in what God's doing here. So would you think about that? Would you pray about that? Would you maybe even invite some of your friends to think about moving here to Baltimore and joining what God is doing? And hey, right now they would have a church to join. Blessings. Love you guys. See you Sunday.